Hi, this is April Floyd with Floyd Entertainment Group. Today we are in the neighborhoods and we're going to be talking to anyone that we see that's taking a stand as American citizens, taking a stand for the fight of equality and justice and liberty for all Americans. And right now we're here on the corner of Big Ben and Manchester, and we have a group of people on each corner talking about it. And we're going to interview someone coming up here. Hi, can you tell me a little bit about your cause and why you're out here supporting Black Lives are essential, why you're supporting the cause in America today?
Yeah, I'm from this community. I was born and raised here. This is Maplewood, Missouri. And we know that this is happening all throughout St. Louis and St. Louis County and the whole country, as we all know. In St. Louis in particular, because of our own local issues, this has been going on since the beginning of time of this city. The abuse and the oppression and the violence against black bodies, economically, physically, you name it. And so we decided to come out just with our families here at Maplewood. It's a predominantly white neighborhood, and we wanted to show support here. We've gone downtown, we've done some of the other marches, but we thought in our community we have to do it here, because not enough of us here, white folks in this community, are doing this, right? We are the ones who have to do this, right? We're the ones who need to put ourselves out there and put ourselves at risk, even though there's no real risk for us, right? Our lives are, well, there's big risk, but we had a young man come up earlier and tell us that he was talking to some young individuals and telling them we don't need to be violent, we got to use our voice, and he's right, because as an African American, if he resorts to any kind of agitation, right, what's going to happen? They're going to kill him, right? If I do that, my wife will get me out on bail, I'll go home and I'll have some memories, right? So there's a definitely double standard there, but I know what you're saying. We all risk something, but we can risk more, right? And we should be risking more. Well, not just in the streets, but economically as well, right?
Right. But what we see today that's at risk, a lot of people that we are talking to, we're finding out that a lot of people are not aware of it being as a white North and a white South. Yeah. They only see it as a black and a white issue. Are you aware of the white northern ways of doing things that believed in liberty, justice, and equality, like Ulysses Grant, and the difference between him and Robert E. Lee?
Oh yes, absolutely. We teach our kids this as well, right? It's amazing that even in 2020, my kids are in elementary school, and that even just recently, the curriculum for those schools to talk about our history, right? The Civil War, Civil Rights era, Civil War in particular. Slavery doesn't really come up, right? They don't talk about that, right? It's about North versus South. These leaders, Ulysses S. Grant, who was here in St. Louis for some time, versus Robert E. Lee, the Confederate statues, etc. It's a sort of glorified notion of war and white violence, right? Not talking at all about why the violence occurred in the first place. It started when we brought people who did not want to be brought here, slaves, to this country and enslaved them. And that's what it was, right? So yeah, we're trying, to educate ourselves as best we can, but we got to learn so much more. We're not even close, right? We're just trying to do it. So. And
as American citizens, we want to always train our youth up to understand what all of this is really about. If they can go home and feel protected because of their Second Amendment right, and they can go home and feel protected because they can weaponize themselves inside their home, where a black family such as Breonna Taylor was weaponized in her home. We're using that Second Amendment right, but at the same time, it did not stop Breonna from being killed as she lies asleep in the bed. Breonna Taylor was an essential worker that we need right now for COVID-19. And she's gone. And she was in her bed, in her home, peacefully sleeping when authorities that did not have the authorities, a no-knock warrant, come in her home and destroy those lives. So we have a lot of injustice in America. And as much as anyone else can understand, we all want to be able to lay down in our homes and feel safe. Am I right?
Absolutely. If the tables were turned in that instance, we know what would have happened. It's very, very different, right? And so this idea that so many white individuals in this town and this country say freedom or death, right? Liberty or death. You don't step on me, get your foot off my neck. They use the same sort of expressions about the government, etc., the law. And it doesn't apply to them, right? When it comes to black lives, they don't think about this at all. They think it's justified, or it's just these people ask for it, or whatever excuse my language, but bullshit rhetoric they're going to come up with, right? So the double standard's amazing. It's just that the lack of empathy, the lack of love is just tremendous. So you should be in your own house, which is your castle. You should be able to protect yourself. And she protected herself because she knew what was happening. As a black American, you always know, I think, that violence is around you constantly, and you can't trust anybody. So, and I don't understand that, but I'm trying to, impress people. We need to learn more about it. We need to listen. So,
and I, as an African American in America, I would like to say thank you, because white silence is against what we're fighting for. So as a black American to a white American, who I wish we can all just be called Americans, say to you, thank you for standing up for this cause.
We need to support you for supporting us.
Well, thank you. It's the right thing to do, and we're going to keep doing it as long as we can. So.
Thank you so much for the end.
God bless the United States of America that we're fighting for.
Our United States.
Our America, that's right.